In the small, secluded town of Elmwood, where nights were as black as the bottom of a well, lived a young woman named Eliza. She moved into an ancient cottage at the edge of the forest, a place locals often whispered about but dared not visit after dusk. The cottage was charming by day, with sunlight filtering through its dusty windows, but once the sun set, an eerie silence enveloped it, broken only by the distant howls of the wind. Eliza, an artist, was drawn to the solitude and the whispers of inspiration that seemed to seep from the walls themselves. She didn't believe in ghost stories or the town's folklore about the whisper in the dark, a voice that supposedly spoke to those who lived in the cottage, driving them to madness or worse. One night, as she sat in her studio, the only light coming from her desk lamp, she heard it, a soft, indecipherable whisper, as if someone was just behind her ear. She turned around, expecting to see nothing, but there was indeed nothing. Shaking it off as the wind, or perhaps her imagination, she continued her work. The whispers grew more frequent, sometimes during the day, but predominantly at night. They weren't words, just sounds, but they carried a weight, an urgency. Eliza began to dread the nightfall, each evening's arrival bringing with it the company of that unseen speaker. She tried music, reading aloud, anything to drown out the whispers, but they always found their way through. One particularly stormy night, with rain lashing against the windows and thunder echoing like the footsteps of giants, the whispers turned into a chorus. Eliza, unable to sleep, decided to confront the source. With her camera flashlight, she searched the house, every creaky floorboard and every shadowed corner, but found nothing. Then in the basement, where she rarely ventured, she found it. An old, dusty recorder from the previous occupant. With trembling hands, she pressed play. The room filled with the same whispers she'd been hearing, but now clearer, now with words. "I am trapped here. Help me. Please don't leave me alone." The recording ended, but the whispers didn't. They were everywhere now, not just in her ears, but in her mind, never ceasing. Eliza realized too late that the whispers weren't from the past. They were now part of her, a companion she could never escape, echoing through her days and nights until madness took her. And so, the cottage of Elmwood claimed another soul, adding one more voice to the endless whispers in the dark. This story uses atmospheric tension, the isolation of the setting, and the psychological horror of being haunted by an unseeable presence to craft a narrative that would work well for a faceless video. The video could use imagery of the cottage, stormy nights, and perhaps subtle visual clues like shadows moving or items slightly out of place to enhance the eerie feeling without revealing any faces.